Congratulations, you got approved. Congratulations, you're on your way to the US. Gone through the hard process. Now, let's talk about the hardest journey, because once you get here, it's not all that rosy. I mean it's not too rosy at all. I'm going to share the things you need to know to settle smoothly in the US as an international student. And as a quick learner, hold my hands when I tell you you need to get street smart in this street of international students in the US, because and therefore it's not that smooth. So let's get right into this video. The first thing you need to sort out when you are coming to the US after you get approved, you book your flights and all that, is your ride from the airport to your accommodation or to the school campus or wherever you're going to stay, especially if you're coming in the spring because it's so cold. Look, I underestimated the cold. I got to the airport and I didn't feel that cold. I thought it was just a normal cold until my friend came around. I stepped out. It was 0 degrees Celsius. And that was when I knew that I've come to a cold country. The most important thing you have to do is to figure out how you're going to move from the airport to your accommodation. The school had a pickup service for international students, but I couldn't join the pickup because my day of arrival and the dates that the school was picking up international students at the airport were not the same. I was arriving on the 14th, the school was picking up international students on the 11th. So I had to sort out my own movements from the airport to my accommodation. That is when I had to contact my friend. So for you, please find out who is picking you up. Is it a friend that's picking you up? Is it a family member that's picking you up? Are you going to join the school pickup service? And if you're going to join the school pickup service, then please make sure that your arrival dates matches with the time or the dates that the school is going to pick people up. Do you get it? If you're not going to use any of these services, you have to look for the rideshare services like Uber, Lyft, or even airport shuttles. So those are the ways you could move from the airport to your accommodation. Have money to take Uber. It might be expensive, I tell you. If you're lucky, if in case the airport is not far away from your school, then good for you. But if you are so far away from the school, figure it out before you even start booking your accommodation. Before you start booking your flights, figure out who's going to pick you at the airport. Trust me, the first few weeks can be overwhelming, but if you know the steps and you know what to do next and what not to do, you settle in smoothly and quickly. Okay, now let's get to accommodation. When it comes to accommodation, you really need to sort that out before you even get to the US. Do not make a mistake of saying, let me get here first before I sort accommodation. No. When you're traveling, don't you book your hotel before you get there? Yes. So that's the same thing you do for coming to school. There are 2 types of accommodation you can use as an international student. Let me just say 3. First is on-campus accommodation. On-campus accommodation is the easiest option. The school has sorted that out for you. You just come straight, then they give you the key, you are good to go. Off-campus accommodation, which I used, it's quite tricky. You have to look at the neighborhood, you have to look at where you're going to live. Is it far from campus? Do you have to walk to campus? Because let me tell you something, there are some towns and some cities in the US that do not have bus systems. Some towns in the US, they have trains and bus, but in some cities here in the US, like my city, there is no bus, there is no train. If you want to get around, it's either you're walking or you're driving. So you need to put all those into perspective when you're looking for accommodation. If it's an off-campus accommodation, if you do not want to do an off-campus accommodation, you could do Airbnb or hotel until you find a good place. When I was looking for my off-campus accommodation, it was my friend that got me the off-campus accommodation. She lives here and she was able to get me a place. If you do not have anybody, you could go to the school's website and look for off-campus accommodation. The place I live is also listed on my school's off-campus accommodation website. Where I live, it's a 4x4. When I mean 4x4, it's 4 bedroom, 4 bath. So I share the kitchen area and also the living space with other people. But for my room and my bathroom, I use it by myself. Whichever one you can afford, you go for that. When you're searching for accommodation off campus, make sure you're in a safe community close to the school and it's walkable. All this thing plays a role when you're looking for off-campus accommodation, because you'll be stressed if you're far away from the school, especially if you do not have bus. Uber will finish your money. You need a guarantor to design for you for the off-campus accommodation. Guarantor has to be in the US, not your home country. Guarantor has to be a citizen or a permanent resident. Their credit score has to be good for you to have the accommodation. You just want to know that you'll be able to pay, and if you're not able to pay, somebody will pay for you. That's basically it. Please look at reviews. Reviews is very important. You can also get roommates, people from, if you go to Facebook or you go to certain websites, there are websites that you could get a roommate around your school. Those are all options for accommodation. When you get here and you are done paying for your accommodation, they give you the key, you go in. What next? When you get to the accommodation, it's just empty. A bed, a table, and a chair, and maybe a bedside table. What you need to do is to get inventory. Like, you need to get the essentials, and the essentials are bathroom essentials, the room essentials. This is where you need to go and do shopping. And then the first shop that I think is cheap that you could do is Dollar Tree. When I got here, my friend took me to the dollar store to buy me the necessary things. If you do not have anyone to take you, you'd have to do Uber. That is why I said that you need money. If you do not have anybody, you need money to Uber yourself or lift yourself in and out. What I did was, before coming to the US, I went to ChatGPT and I told Chat, hey Chat, I am coming here, what are the basic things I need? Chat highlighted all the basic things I needed, essential basic things I needed for my room, and that is what I got. What can survive me for the first few months. So you can also do the same thing. Speak to ChatGPT. Let ChatGPT be your friend. It will give you a price range. It just gave me a price range, and I was pretty much around that price range. First stores you could go to, I went to Dollar Store, I went to Aldi, and I went to Walmart to get most of my things, my groceries, my room essentials, my bathroom essentials. They say the dollar store is the beginning of life. It's basically where you get most of your things for $1, $2. Communication is key. Getting a SIM card or a phone plan, it should be on the highest top of your list. You need a phone number to get a bank account. You need a phone number to do your social security or HR stuff. If you have a job on campus, there are different ways to get a phone number in the US. You could get a SIM card or an eSIM. A popular option of phone plan you could go for, we have AT&T, we have T-Mobile, we have Mint Mobile, etc. You could also go to Walmart and buy a SIM card. But before you go for the SIM, you have to check which network works best in your area or city that you're going to live in, because not all the network have good coverage in your area. If you're not going to use the Walmart route, when you're going to do a phone plan, you would need a driver's license, and as at this moment you do not have a driver's license. So what you can also do is to be on someone's plan. So if you know somebody and the person already has a plan, you could just be on the person's line, and every month you just Zelle or send money to the person. But if you don't want to do that, you can simply just go and buy a SIM card and use that. One thing about them is those who talk you into things. When I went to get my number, they told me I could change my iPhone 12 Pro to an iPhone 15. I asked them, what's the catch? They told me, oh, there's no catch to it. It's just that if you take it or you do not take it, I still pay my monthly phone bill. And I was like, really? And they said yes. But you know what they didn't tell me? They didn't tell me that I have to be on the line for 3 years, 3 good years. Please clarify when you are taking free phones and free things from them, because there's always a catch to it. The next thing you need to do is to set up a bank account. When I was coming, I asked ChatGPT, which bank should I use as an international student? Here we have 2 types of bank accounts you could open. We have check-ins and we have savings. The check-ins is generally the current accounts in Ghana. The check-ins accounts, they'll ask you, would there be a direct deposit? The direct deposit is when maybe somebody is paying you every month, it will go directly into your account. The things you would need for your bank account, I took my I-20 passport, TIN number, my TIN number from Ghana, because they wanted a tax number for America, so I have a tax number for Ghana, so they used that. They also wanted my phone number. That is why I told you it's important to have a phone number here in the US before you even open a bank account. When you're done, the bank will give you details of your account, as in the account name, the account number. Take a scan of the front page. If you have on-campus job, you will need that to fill forms at the HR. As a graduate assistant or even any other job on campus, you need to go to HR. Look for the school's HR and go there and submit your documents. You have to submit your I-20, your passport, I-94, That is, you if you just type I-94, you would get the information and print it out. You also need your hiring pack. I don't know for other schools, but for my school, they sent me an hiring packet that I needed to fill and add my social security and all that. But because I didn't have my social security yet, I had to just go with what I have. HR will ask you to fill your bank account details, your phone number, your address, and all that. This is why I told you it's important to get all those things sorted. You go to international office to just let them know that here you are already in the country. At the international office, they will ask you to submit certain documents such as your I-20, the front page of your visa, your passports, and other documents. You have to get a letter from the international office to social security, because without the letter from international office, social security won't allow you to apply for SSN. It would give you a slip where you scan and go online and book for an appointment, explore your city and also campus. If you go before school starts, you need to know where your classes are going to be held. You need to know where you will find certain things, like certain basic things on campus and also around your city. Or explore where your classes are going to be, where your office is going to be at, where the library is at, where HR is at, where international office is at. Figure out how you can get to school, walking distance, and get sick, where you're going, where you're going to get medications. That is it for today for this video. I hope these few tips would help you assimilate and settle in smoothly as an international student. If you have any questions, you can leave it in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more insightful students life abroad. See you in my next video. Bye.